Okay, so I guess this video is about getting to know me more. I mean, I guess it's gonna be my intro. I mean, you're not gonna listen to some asshole for whatever time. I'm gonna be reading my fan fictions. Well, not mine, but other people's. So I guess it'd be nice if you guys know a little bit more about me, and I guess this time is gonna be how I became a brony. So, I wake up just like any other day, and I'm taking a shower, and I'm getting ready to go to school. I'm in high school, by the way, and so my brothers, nine and Rajan. That's not really their names. I'm just gonna give them their aliases that they decided to go on. So they're like ready to, right? And so Rajan's being an asshole and he doesn't want to go to school. And my parents are really like the strict force in this house, and my sister, because she's a good sister, but she's evil at some points, you know. Anyways, so we're getting ready for school, right? And when I leave, when we don't want to be late because we're good people, and Rajan's just this asshole. He's the asshole of the triplets that we just happen to be born as. Anyways, so once we leave, he decides to put death metal all the way up on the computer, and he's so lazy that when he leaves, he just presses the mute button. So that day, I go through first, second, third, fourth, and then in my fifth period class, my computer literacy teacher starts talking about bronies, and I'm really guessing that he's probably a closet brony or something like that. I mean, I don't think he was like making fun of it. I think he was referencing it so people could be like a brony later. Good man, good man. So, like, I've been on the internet pretty long, and so about like this happened like 2 months ago. I started finding out like all these things. Anyways, so he's like hating quotation marks on the bronies, and then I'm like, I've been on the internet. Let's see what all this fuss is about. And so I go home, and because I have a longboard, I get there faster than Raj and Or9 because they prefer different methods of traveling on foot. And so I get there first. I don't like walking with my brothers because we hang out with different people. Anyways, so we go home. Well, I go home, and they're like a few, like let's say 20. It's a 15-minute on longboard / cruiser, depending on what you want to call it. Anyways, so I get home and I go to my computer, like the computer room that we have. It's like separate, but because people like listening to music like Rajan super loud, we kind of separated it, and we didn't want it in the living room anymore. So I go in there. I close the windows, but I leave the door open. And so like I'm turning it on, and for some reason I didn't notice that whenever I made clicks, it didn't make the clicking noise for whatever reason. So like I was on YouTube and I typed it up, right? And I typed up some random number. It just happened to be the Fright Night. Actually, I do not even know if that's the right name. Nightmare Night. There it is. So I'm watching the Nightmare Night episode, totally unaware of, it. So I like put it on, right? And then I was like noticing that I didn't have any noise. And the chair that I have, it's not a roll around pushy chair. It's a big, stable, survive a hurricane freaking chair that weighs like 20 pounds. And so what I like to do, I like to push my legs off the desk that the computer sits on, and have my arms behind the chair head. And so what ended up happening was I unmuted it because I noticed that didn't have volume. I got scared, scared. It was like a jump scare from whatever. It had a jump scare at that moment, and so my arms went back to the back of the chair, like a reflex. And yeah, I was pinned there for like a good 15 minutes or whatever until Rajan and Nine came in, and they were wondering where all these like high-pitched voices were coming from. And then when Luna was like yelling about whatever was going on, so they like came in like it's like totally reality TV show when you see someone looking at the prawns and it's just awkward. Yeah, it was like the same thing, except they were laughing like 2 minutes later. They're like, "What are you watching? What happened to you? What's going on? Where are my potato chips?" I don't even know. So they held me off, and the whole time I wasn't even paying attention. I was looking at that show and I was just shocked. It was beautiful. I mean, you hear this from everyone, but the voice actors, the situations, you know, it makes sense. You go around today. I mean, I love these shows just because they're like random. But you see today's shows, they don't have morals at all. They just talk about random shit for 12 hours, 30 minutes, and excluding the commercials, talk about random crap. Adventure Time, you know, the other one, the regular show. I mean, I like those shows, but they don't really teach anybody. I mean, they don't teach anything, and if they do, they're like so random. On the other hand, My Little Pony is just like, oh, we're gonna teach you about friendship and how you gotta take other people's problems and that kind of stuff, and that actually works out for people because we see today people going around shooting everybody and they're blaming video games. That doesn't even make sense because that's not even real. I mean, we just do it because we want to see people rage and have fun. Well, anyways, so I'm telling Nine Raj, and I'm like, dude, this shit is good, and they just keep laughing at me, and I locked the door, and I made them watch the episode. Oh man, it was funny because you see Rajan cowering in the corner, and then you see Nine. He's like, whoa. He's like, whoa, dude, whoa. It was just so funny. Like, he's cowering in the corner, but he's taking those occasional glances over to the screen, seeing what's going on, and yeah. I mean, Rajan still tells us that he's not a brony, but we kind of cracked that out. We cracked that out because one time, because we're triplets, we like to mess with each other. So one day, I was walking, and I was walking with one of my best friends, and I'm like, and then I get home slower than Rajan, and Rajan's in the computer room, and he has headphones on, and I'm sneaking up on him. He's watching My Little Pony, and I'm like, yeah, bro, yeah, like, like he was scared because I remember this one time where my dad caught him when he was little, looking at what on the on the what channel. I mean, not the what channels, the what websites. Oh man, that was priceless. His face was just great. Anyways, so we saw him do that, and he occasionally does it on the computer. It's gross. Anyways, so he did that on the computer once, and his dad came in and he got scared, and I sneaked up on him and I put my hand on his shoulder, and at this point I kind of knew all the stuff like welcome to the herd, and like bro hoof, and then I'm like I put my hand on his left shoulder, and he gets all stiff, and then I sexily lift up the left ear muff, and I'm like, welcome to the herd. I snap the earmuff all the way back and let it slap on his head. I just walk out calmly off the room. Oh man, his face is so ridiculous when he's scared. I mean, he's supposed to be like this tough dude that gets mad at everything. I mean, he's a big softy on the inside. Alright, so I guess you've learned my story, and I guess my brother's, on how we kind of became bronies. And I guess my first reading, if you must know, is going to be There's a Gamer in All of Us. It was the one featured in the Fanfiction, FIM, whatever you want to call it. I call it Fanfiction. Came out like a few days ago. I mean, not a few days ago, probably like 2 weeks ago or something like that. Came out that much. So that's going to be my first reading. So hopefully I'll have a good. And by the way, these things are like, they're like, well, my videos are going to be caused because of like 3 main reasons. Azekahh and Bigbadbeanieboy, because I like how they read, and I wish that I could do it. I mean, I know I'm never going to be as good as them, but hey, it's nice to have a person. Well, Bigbadbeanieboy's out, and Azekahh does his readings at some spaces at a time. So it's going to be nice. So thanks, guys, and I'll hope to see you again, or hear you again, or respond to your comments again. Bye.